Welcome back to the Barrel Talk Podcast. This is episode 98. Joined with Connor Carson's Nick Wynn on the call. How we doing?
Yes, sir.
What up, boys?
Creeping up on episode 100. Almost there.
Creeping up on basketball around the corner too.
Super close. That's going to be episode 100.
Yes, it will be. But we do got something different. Something we're going to start doing weekly.
Bonus episodes.
Yes, basically. So it's going to be mainly focused on more so betting. Once we get into the NBA season as well, these will also be included in these episodes. But we're going to be focused on our picks for this upcoming weekend for football. Talk about the Barrel Talk Lays. Me and Nick got starts and sits for fantasy football for the weekend. And then we have the Pickems for this weekend as well. But we can start with the Pickems. What we have tonight, we can talk about tonight on this episode.
Shit. This will come out Friday.
Yeah.
So the game had already happened. Mm-hmm. Gotta go Chiefs, obviously.
The Broncos won, right?
The Broncos won, right?
You guys watching this? Broncos won.
Oh, God. I'm just gonna, you're just gonna take the Chiefs, no problem.
I think 10.5 is a weird line, though.
They won't cover.
You don't think so?
No.
I think it's Chiefs. They win by just a late touchdown, not late in the fourth quarter, but at some point in the fourth quarter they pull away with a touchdown.
I think it's gonna be like typical Broncos. Like they'll keep it close the whole time, and then someone will fuck up.
Yeah.
Like at the end, and then they'll lose by like 10.
Yeah.
Or something because the spread's like 11.5, so they'll lose by 10.
I do anticipate a very good game.
I hope so. We got last Thursday was us and the Commanders, and that game wasn't
horrible.
We were winning the whole game, but it was kind of it got interesting at the end.
Yeah.
And then hopefully this game isn't the same because the Chiefs don't cover on prime time for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, the one thing I'll say about primetime games is everybody's like, when are we going to get a good primetime game? But this is also, like, you can't just put, like, the Chiefs on there every week. Like, they want to also, like, showcase different teams. So, I just making the matchups interesting. Like, that's all I care about. If you make an interesting matchup, I don't care. But I don't want to see Dolphins-Patriots, like, on a primetime game for some reason right now.
Well, I don't hate, like, division games on primetime. Because, like, they assume division games are going to be the hardest. Because, like, they play you the hardest. Like, Travis Kelce was talking about, like, he just, like, he doesn't know what they say. He said he brought up some stat that they beat them, like, in 15 straight games or something. He's like, that doesn't matter. He's like, we're going to play tonight. He's like, they're going to have, like, a fire lit up under them. Like, they're going to come in there and try to whoop our ass. Like, and we can't let them. So, it'll be a very interesting game.
But then, on to London.
London game.
Ravens and Titans. Ravens are -4 at the moment.
Fuck. It's such a, like...
Over-unders at 41.5.
It's got to be the Ravens because that's about it. I'm not trusting Ryan Tannehill, especially across the pond.
So crappy right now.
I know.
They're just hurt everywhere.
Like, the Titans could win that fucking game. Like, randomly.
I think I gotta go Ravens. I think their defense wins them this game. I could see Ryan Tannehill with like 1 or 2 interceptions that really blow this game open, but Tennessee's gonna keep this game close.
Yes, they'll keep it super close.
Another garbage game.
It will be a very ugly game. Like
actually, I'm gonna go Titans.
I think 17 to 14.
I think this is gonna turn into like one of those games where like it's obvious and everybody's gonna be on the Ravens, but like this ain't. Well, they're in London. I don't think the Ravens have ever played in London.
They haven't.
I don't think the Titans have ever played in London either. Unless they might have once. But I don't know. I think this is going to be a dumb game where the Ravens are somehow playing from behind like most of the time because the Titans get a quick touchdown or something. But I'm going to take that 4.5.
The 4.5.
I would take the 4.5, yeah.
I think it really depends on D-Hop, how D-Hop plays. D-Hop had a day last week, and Ravens defense is top 5 in the league, so it'll be interesting. Next game, 49ers at Browns. 49ers are -8.5. Deshaun Watson, I don't know if Deshaun Watson's playing.
He's not gonna.
Just take the 8.5.
You might as well just take the 8.5. Like they're not even starting DTR. It's fucking PJ Walker. So
the over/under's at 37.5.
Jesus Christ.
I see why it's that too. Like they don't know how many points the 49ers are gonna put up against the Browns defense. But it's the 49ers.
I'm going under.
Like the 49ers could win like 28-0.
Yeah,
like,
I'm going under. Browns still have a top tier defense in the league. Like,
I'm gonna take the 8.5.
if there's a
For
team
sure.
that can slow down San Fran a little bit, it will be like the Browns.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the 49ers.
In Cleveland, it's obviously the Niners, but I'm give me the under, even if it's their 37.5.
If I had to, I would pick the under.
Next game, Commanders at Falcons. Falcons are minus 2.5. Falcons are at home. So do they just get this one done, Mr. Desmond Ritter guy?
Falcons?
Yeah.
Yes, Falcons cover, Falcons money line, all of it. They're at home. Until he actually loses at home is when I'll get away from it. But
I'd say
that,
last week was probably Desmond Ritter's best week, so
they really left 2 minutes left on the clock for him. It's like, what are you doing?
give me the Falcons.
I'm also going the Falcons. But this is a toss-up. Could be a bounce-back game for the Commanders, but the Atlanta defense probably holds them. But so give me the Falcons. Next game, Panthers at Dolphins. Dolphins are minus
Jesus.
13.5.
It's in Miami, too.
Just give me the
They
13 and a
cover.
half.
I think they cover.
That's in Miami, too.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
I think even with this big of a spread, I usually like to stay away
2
from
touchdowns.
them. But, like, I think they cover.
Yeah, I do, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Dolphins.
Like, the
Yeah.
Panthers just aren't good.
Yeah. And then, game of the week. Minnesota at Bears.
No Justin Jefferson.
No Justin Jefferson.
And we are getting
We're
back...
minus 3.5.
I don't know how.
No, we're minus 3. Minus 3.
We're getting back our whole defense, basically, against you guys. We're getting back our top 2 corners and our safety. Bears money line. And a cover. Because if they win, they just cover.
Yeah, give me the Bears.
I would.
If you guys were in Minnesota, then we things get sus.
Yeah.
But at Soldier, I think we're gonna do a better especially without Justin Jefferson. I think our defense is gonna be doing a lot better. If people can stay healthy, I think we handle you guys.
As much as I would like us to lose at this point,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with the guys. Division. I think it's gonna be a very tough ass game. I think it's gonna be a good game.
The over is probably gonna hit.
Overs at 43.5.
Yeah. I'm thinking like
I
21,
think that'll-
24.
Give me a big TJ Hawkinson game.
Yeah, I can see it.
Big TJ Hawkinson game, and give me the Vikings to win.
2 top 5 tight ends going at it.
Yeah, Cole Kmet's up there now. But next game, Colts at Jags. Jags minus 4.5.
Oh my God, Gardner Minshew revenge game. Fuck.
Give me the Jags.
Yeah, the Jags are the play, but I would not be shocked if the Colts won.
I think the Colts are going to cover
What's the spread?
4.5.
They could cover that.
I think they're going to cover. I think the Jags are a good team and they're better than the Colts, but I don't know. There's just something about the Colts.
It's fucking Gardner.
You get Jonathan Taylor another week, so he's probably going to be a lot better than he was last week. Him and Zach Moss in that backfield, and then Pittman.
They need to go get Jerry Judy, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I think they cover, but it's got to be the Jags. It's got to be the Jags. Saints at Texans.
Texans money line.
Saints are minus 1.5.
Yeah, Texans money line.
Ooh, yeah, give me the Texans.
Especially in Houston.
Okay.
They handled the Steelers in Houston. I think
Yeah.
they can handle the Saints.
I
in
think
Houston.
I'm also going Texans. Seahawks at Bengals.
That'll be a good game.
Bengals are minus
Oh,
2.5
shit.
right now.
That'll be a really good game. I'm gonna take the Bengals just because I think that's the safe route, but I would not be shocked if they actually just lost this game.
What was the spread again?
2.5.
Win by a field goal.
Give me the Seahawks.
I'm also going the Seahawks.
I'm gonna roll with the Bengals.
I just think
In Cincy, I'm rolling
this
with
is another must-win game for the Bengals, even though it's at home. I think the Seahawks can just, if Joe Burrow doesn't look like he did last week and the injury still becoming a bigger thing,
it. I think he'll be fine.
I think he'll also be fine. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying the Seahawks are going to put up points and the Bengals
It's
are going to
gonna be a good
that.
game.
Yeah,
It'll be a good game. I just think they can easily. I think the Bengals cover and win.
give me the Seahawks. I'm gonna stick with the Seahawks. Patriots at Raiders.
Let's talk about this earlier.
Raiders at minus 2.5.
Give me the Raiders.
Yeah, give me the Raiders. Wow. Patriots suck.
They said that if they have to, they'll go to Will Greer to start because Bailey Zappi hasn't done anything either.
Give me the
Maybe not to start, but he'll play.
Raiders. I think they just
Coming off a
Patriots
big win.
just suck.
Coming off a big win, playing Patriots. Give me the Raiders.
Lions at Bucks. Lions are
game.
minus 3.5.
Be a good game. Give me the. Is it in Detroit?
No.
Ooh.
Bucks also coming off of a bye.
Give me the Bucks.
Give me the Bucks
Yeah, give me the Bucks.
to win.
This does seem like a game the Lions would drop.
Is it in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Oh, see, the Lions don't play good in the afternoon.
Give me. I'm still gonna go to the Lions.
Give me the Bucks.
What's
the spread?
3.
I'd just take the money line at that point.
Even though the Bucks are coming off of a bye, I think the Lions are just hot right now. And I think Lions get it done on the road. Cardinals at Rams. Rams are minus 7.
Rams. Rams minus 7. Puka everything. Cooper Cup everything.
The Cardinals kept it close with the Niners, and then they beat the Cowboys. But they could, the Rams could just beat the fucking
Yeah, they could
shit
just
out of them.
beat the piss out of them.
So give me the Rams. Eagles at Jets. Eagles are minus 7.
Eagles.
Yeah.
It's the Eagles.
It's always the Eagles.
Giants
Jets
at
just suck.
Bills.
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 Whatever
Give me the Bills
spread.
Alternate spread minus 21.5.
Yeah, because Daniel Jones might not be playing.
See, this is a
Bills
game the
just
Bills
lost in
just
London.
don't cover. It's
No.
14.5.
No.
It's 14 and a half.
You're wrong. You're
Stop.
wrong.
If the Dolphins
14
can
and
cover
a half.
13.5 against the Panthers, the Bills can cover
Bills just lost
14.
in London to the Jags. They're pissed.
That's so many
Stephon
points.
Diggs might
They
go
might score
fucking
50.
nuclear.
It's in Buffalo. My fault.
Yeah,
They
and
could
it's in
score 50.
Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo. My fault.
They might beat them by 28. Like, they're going to beat them by a lot.
This might be the lock.
This
of
is going to be the
weekend,
worst primetime game. Especially if
Prime
Daniel
time?
Jones doesn't play, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
I know their left tackle's out too, and Saquon's not back. Like, Bills defense to the moon.
Yeah. And then our Monday night game, Cowboys at Chargers.
Good game. Give me the Cowboys.
Chargers coming off of a bye.
Yep. Cowboys coming off an ass whooping.
You're going the Cowboys?
I'm taking the Cowboys. They're gonna bounce back.
I'm going the Chargers off the bye. Get Eckler back. Keenan Allen's going to eat.
I'm backing the boys.
Give me the Chargers.
What a cop out.
Give me the Chargers.
I just think the Chargers are in a prime spot.
They're in a good spot. I
At home.
think we're reeling right now.
I'm ready for a Dak resurgence game.
Like we talked
Oh,
about,
we win.
we talked about on Tuesday. Like you're not worried about the Cowboys, but if the Chargers handle the
Oh, if
Cowboys,
the Chargers handle the Cowboys like they're fucked.
Yeah.
The
I-
Cowboys are gonna have to do a lot to come back.
I think Chargers got a lot going for them, and Eckler's back. It's a huge factor.
True.
So I'll give me the Chargers. They're plus 2.5 at home. So I like that.
Yeah, home dog. Well, to be fair, that stadium's going to be like 75% Cowboys.
Oh
fans.
yeah, for sure. But and then we can get into our personal locks.
Some personal locks.
Some personal locks for the week. I can go ahead and start. Bijan Robinson over 69.5 rushing yards. Commanders ranked 24th in the league against the rush.
Oh.
And Bijan kind of had a stinker of a week last week. Think he bounces back. I also like him to get in the end zone.
Okay.
He hasn't scored yet this season.
Really?
Yeah, he hasn't scored yet.
Not even a receiving touchdown or anything?
No.
Damn.
He hasn't scored yet. I think this line is still low. And especially because he's pretty much taken the full workload away from Algier. So I like him to give me 70 rushing. I also like KJ Osborne to give me over 42.5 receiving yards for Chicago. I also like him to get in the end zone. You guys are ranked 31st against the pass in the league. Still got Kirk Cousins, no Jefferson. They're going to have to split up that workload because not one person can cover that workload. Give me KJ Osborne over 42.5 receiving yards and possibly to get in the end zone.
Okay. My number one GOAT max whale of Sunday would be, I'd be going to the Falcons game too. It'd be Falcons minus 2.5. I mean,
That's your GOAT whale.
That 3 points against the Commanders. Come on, Commanders just got handled by the Bears on prime time. Now they're gonna go into Atlanta and beat Atlanta. Get out of my face. Got nothing wrong with that. And the Falcons just picked up Van Jefferson, who's going to be another offensive threat, who's going to help them a lot. So I think in Desmond Ridder, the ultimate stat, he has never lost at home. High school, college, and NFL, he has never lost a home game. So even if they don't cover the 2.5, the Falcons will win this game. But I think they cover the 2.5 with ease. And then I'm also going to the Bears and Vikings game. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take DJ Moore over 58.5 receiving yards, coming off a 3-touchdown, 250-yard game. I didn't really look at his other stuff, but I just think he's going to tear your guys' corners up. I think that Fields is going to be looking at him probably every fucking play. Yeah. And even if he is getting covered, that's how you get other guys open, like Mooney and Kmet are going to maybe get some of the workload. But I think he's doing pretty good. I think that was his emergence for us. I think that was to get him going. And I think he's figured out I think him and Fields are kind of on point finally.
Another play that I have is Calvin Ridley, over 57.5 receiving. Colts are 28th in the league against the pass. Calvin Ridley just had a huge game last week. I think he's really going to start to solidify himself as the one on this team. I think this line is super low. I can see him going for anywhere between 70 and 80, maybe even more. Maybe he can get in the end zone. But I think great matchup against the Colts. Another play is the under alt line, 43.5. This is my Goat Whale Max. This is the lock. This is the
Whale
lock.
Max.
Under alternate spread of 43.5. Pats versus Raiders. Give me the under. Two struggling offenses. Patriots still have a good defense. Give me the under there. And then two more plays before I give it to Nick. Breece Hall over 56.5 rushing against the Eagles. Tough game against the Eagles, but I do think they're going to work in the rushing game. Breece Hall coming off a big week last week, and he still has like the full no snap count. He's pretty much taking the full workload away from Dalvin Cook. Give me that. Still think the line's super low. And then Dallas Goedert, over 36.5 receiving. Just have a really good defense. Dallas Goedert had a great game last week. I think he continues this, and I think they get a lot of just short throws. You know how they go on long-ass drives to win the game. I think he gets a lot of easy throws for him. I think he kills this line. And that's really all I had for my plays. Put the house on the under 43.5 in that game.
Nick, what do you got?
I like it. I got a few. Okay. My super Goat Whale Max to the moon bet is someone we just talked about. I'm gonna take the Bills minus 13.5.
Yep.
I just think they absolutely kill the Giants. I see this again as a 20-point victory coming off that loss to the Jags in London. Mm-hmm. We know the Giants are like the worst offense in the NFL. They're bottom 5 for sure. I just think that the Bills come out and kill them. Another thing I was looking at is I don't have a line yet for Mike Evans, but take whatever his receiving line is because he was doing really good before the injury, just coming off a bye week. Playing against the Lions, we know they're going to have to pass. They're not, with Rashad White, they're not going to be able to get much done on the ground against that Lions defensive line. So I think they're going to have to pass it. And Mike Evans, obviously, we know. I think it'd be probably around 60-something. Mm-hmm. 60,
his last couple games, I would take that. I mean, 66 against Minnesota. We'll just get away from the Bears game. 60 against the Philly, and then 40 against New Orleans. It probably will open up at 62 or something.
62.5.
63.
I would take that.
I think, and even his receptions.
Him and Godwin are usually not too far apart. You'll probably have Mike Evans at 60 to 62.5, and then you'll have Godwin at 54, 55.5.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be scared of either of them.
No, I wouldn't either.
Taking either of those, I'd probably favor Mike Evans just because he had that extra bye week. He had the bye week, and then he had the week before that he sat out. Mm-hmm. So I think he could be better. Another play I have is Matthew Stafford over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Okay.
Because like you said with Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, just a great 1-2 tandem. I think they're just going to keep passing the ball. It's what works the best. Kyron Williams is a good back out of the backfield, but I think he's also really good at receiving the ball. Before him, actually, they hadn't had a receiving touchdown out of the backfield in fucking years. It's the first year of Todd Gurley or something like that. So I think that's going to be a lock. And then I had one more, I think. Oh, Eagles -7. Lock.
Yeah.
That's going to hit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, I think the Jets offense will have a lot of trouble with the Eagles defense. Mm-hmm. I know it's at the Jets, but
it is.
I don't think that matters.
No.
I think the Eagles are taking care of one of the one of the lower teams in the league right now. And I had more. This also could be a lock. Bengals over 2.5 total touchdowns against the Seahawks. I think that's
sharp.
I think that might be free. I think they're gonna get in the end zone. If that game's gonna be good, and if it is a shootout, both teams are gonna get in the end zone. I mean, I would probably favor the Seahawks defense more than the Bengals defense, but I mean, I think the Cardinals game was a shot in the arm to the Bengals. Give you everything the offense is going. They're talking about that Witherspoon guy. Said he's probably going to lock down Jamar Chase. I don't believe it. I don't think you're going to lock him down. Mm-hmm. But I think because they're always going to find a way to get him. T. Higgins they said it looks promising for him to play. So if he's there, I think this hits with ease. And that's just total touchdowns in the game.
Yeah.
Like they could get a fucking pick six or something. Mm-hmm. Like I'm pretty sure that counts. But
is it passing touchdowns or just touchdowns?
It just says total touchdowns.
Oh, no, I like that. Yeah, okay, I thought it was passing touchdowns.
It's minus 130 on DraftKings. I also
because you gotta think Mixon could probably.
That's what I mean. Mixon will get one. I also got Texans money line. I think the Texans they'll probably do good at home against the Saints. I hope they're wearing the red jerseys again. That would be fucking awesome. Maybe the red helmets again, because then you just guarantee a win. You don't just lose in those jerseys. And personally, I'd never let anybody come to the crib and beat me. So
personally.
I also have Puka Nacua over 5.5 catches. I think him and Cooper Kupp are both going to go for 6 or 7. I think
and take whatever Adam Thielen's over is in catches.
They moved it up.
Oh, it's 5.5 now. Still take it.
Yeah, they finally moved it up. I was going to put it on here, but then I saw it was 5.5. I was like, ah.
Like I still think that's free.
Yeah. Puka, I mean, he drops like 6 or 7 a game, and then since Cooper Kupp was back, I think he still had 6 or 7, maybe even 8 against the Eagles.
Too,
so I think they can, because Cooper Kupp's going to be your deep threat, sort of, kind of. He's going to be everything. Puka's your kind of safety blanket. Yeah. So I think that'll help them a lot. And then I have Zach Wilson to throw an interception. I think he'll throw an interception against the Eagles defense.
I got one more that I think it's give me the Chargers money line.
Ooh, okay.
Prime time at home, coming off of a bye against the Cowboys, who kind of look rattled a little bit. Give me the Chargers money line. A lot of people are gonna think this is a bounce back spot for the Cowboys. I understand that, but you get Eckler back off 3 weeks now, coming off a bye at the crib. Even though it's like 50-50 for them being at home, give me the Chargers money line. I think that's a lock. And then we can kind of get into the Lays. So what are we picking for the Lays? I feel like last week we missed out because we didn't do it.
Yeah, we didn't do it last week. Mine would have hit because I had the Jake Elliott over 1.5 field goals. And then I don't know what everybody else picked.
I have no idea what I would.
Nick didn't pick anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I know you.
Me and Will hit.
And Will hit. And then anything I bet hit last week.
Yeah, you hit a lot of shit.
So I would have picked, because I was up $350 last week. So pretty much anything I picked was gonna hit.
I think I'm probably the Ultra Goat Max Whale is Atlanta minus 2.5. Yeah. So I think that's gonna be my lay, because I'm gonna bet that straight myself. Yeah. Obviously. So I think if I can get a boost on it on DraftKings or Caesars or FanDuel, I'm gonna fucking hammer it. I'll put $50 on it. That's all me. I'm all Falcons.
Oh,
I think my leg will just be Bills minus 13.5.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. We can also go through Will's picks real quick because he didn't say which pick he was given for the lay.
Yeah.
But let's go through his picks. Patrick Mahomes under 25.5 completions. Could be a blowout. They could run the ball a lot. I understand that. McKinnon over 13.5 receiving yards.
Sneaky.
Isaiah Pacheco over.
Jesus, is everything for this game?
74.5 rushing yards. Jamar Chase over 85.5 receiving yards.
Okay.
He has Ravens minus 4.
Okay.
Oh, we hate that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
49ers minus 7.
Alternate spread.
Yeah. Bears and Vikings over 43.5.
I think he should do that. I think that's
that's what he should pick.
I think that's the one he should put in there.
Cardinals plus 7.
Yeah, no. I pick the Bears Vikings.
I think he's trying to be sharp with the Cardinals, and oh god, I think the Cardinals will probably get walloped.
I think they just lose by 10
Yeah.
to 14 or something like that.
If I don't know what I don't really care what he puts in there. Personally, I would like to
Tell him to put the over.
Personally, I would like to see the over in there.
For me, kind of debating between two. It's either the alternate under 43.5.
In which game?
Raiders and Patriots, or it's Calvin Ridley over 57.5 receiving.
I would hate that.
Those are my two. Those are for sure. I'm straight betting on their own.
Mm-hmm.
I really like both of those plays. It just really depends on which one I want to throw in the lay. So we got Falcons minus 2.5.
Yep.
Bills minus 13.5. I'm gonna have either one of those two plays, and then we want Will to take the over 43.5.
But he doesn't. He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to, but I think that this week he should pick.
Looking at some of his plays,
he has 4 of them for the game tonight.
Yeah. So another one that he could also throw in there is 49ers minus 7.
Yeah, I don't hate that either.
I don't hate that. And then so there will be a graphic on our Twitter posted about the lays once we pretty much finalize them, and then we can get to the starts and sits. Nick, do you want to start out with your sits for week 6?
Hell yeah. If you got these players in fantasy, you better not be starting them this week. All right. We're starting off with one of the best waiver wire ads this week. You probably saw him. Amari DiMarcardo, the running back for the Arizona Cardinals. Now that James Conner is on IR, people think he's going to get a lot of snap
I have
count.
to start him. I have to start. I don't have another running back.
To start him.
Yeah.
I don't have another running back right now.
You know what? Then you should start him. If you have another option, I would go there because against the Rams, I don't see them getting much done on the ground. I don't think they're going to commit to the ground game. Josh Dobbs loves to throw the ball. We see that. And I think it could get out of hand. The Rams are going to score the ball. So I don't think he's going to play. If Deshaun Watson plays, you sit the Browns offense. If Deshaun Watson doesn't play,
you sit the Browns offense.
To sit the whole Browns offense. Because no one's going to do anything. Even if he does play, I don't trust really anybody. Maybe Amari Cooper if you have to, which you might have to. You might not have any better options than that. But I don't like playing Jerome Ford. I don't like playing Elijah Moore. David Njoku, maybe. Again, tight end position super, super bad. So potentially you have to start David Njoku, but I would not start the Browns offense if you don't have to. Miles Sanders versus the Dolphins. Don't start Miles Sanders, bro.
Just a bad spot.
Just a bad guy. Just a bad guy to start. I am personally sitting Michael Thomas versus the Texans. The Texans have been stingy, and I really like Chris Olave. Chris Olave is still number one in that offense, I think, and he has not been getting the targets that he should be. He got 11 in the first 3 weeks. He's only gotten 6 or 7 in the past 2 weeks, something like that. So I think it's a big bounce back week for him. Chris Olave hasn't scored a touchdown this year, so I think it more go towards him and Alvin Kamara than Michael Thomas. And then last, in that same game, sit Dalton Schultz versus the Saints, because Dalton Schultz sucks and the Saints are good against tight ends. And that's it.
All right. I can get into the starts. Kind of I got 2 guys on the same team, because one of them is a big waiver wire ad this week, KJ Osborne, with Jefferson being out. So if you picked up KJ Osborne and are desperate to start a receiver, I think KJ Osborne can possibly get in the end zone this week, like I have him in my bets. Another good start is Jordan Addison, because Kevin O'Connell said that he's the guy. He's the guy they're going to now.
And he already has 3 touchdowns, right?
Yes.
So
Jordan Addison, both of them are playing the Bears. Terrible against the pass this season. Another start, Allen Lazard against the Eagles. Even though the Eagles are probably going to win this game convincingly, I think Allen Lazard could get a good amount of work because he's kind of like the safety blanket. Him and Tyler Conklin have been the safety blanket for Zach Wilson. And I feel like week to week, Zach Wilson has also been more confident throwing the ball. So I think Allen Lazard over Garrett Wilson could be a good start there. Another start, Logan Thomas versus Atlanta. I think Atlanta's defense is going to be really focused on McLaurin, Curtis Samuel. Give me Logan Thomas to have a good, decent day, especially if you're struggling at tight end and need to start somebody, because I see, like myself, if I don't really have a top-tier tight end, I have multiple on my bench depending on the matchup. And then the other one is James Cook versus the Giants. I like this start a lot. It's definitely in your flex. James Cook had a dud last week playing the Giants, who were bad against the run. This could be a blowout game to where the Bills just run the ball the entire fourth quarter and James Cook gets a lot of work, both receiving and rushing. But yeah, those are the starts and sits for week 6. We've also been kind of decent on them for the most part.
Let's go. I was looking at the note. Early in the season, we were doing really good.
Yeah, I was sharp early in the year with what week was it? I have it right here. Super sharp.
DeAndre Swift, week 2.
DeAndre Swift. Then Montgomery was going to have a day, and then he gets hurt in week 2. He was going to have a day. And then the only bad play Nick had is this whole time is Drake London. He sat Drake London when he had 18. That was the only bad play Nick's had.
You should still be sitting Drake London.
And then add this on to the end. Some other news that came out today about Jerry Jeudy. They're going to trade him. That's pretty much going to be a done deal. Where are the destinations for Jerry Jeudy? Where do you want to see him go?
Panthers or Colts. I think that was him going to either one of those opens up that offense a lot, considering the number 2 at the Panthers right now is DJ Chark, and he hasn't done shit this season. So I think it's just another safety blanket for Bryce Young. I mean, it's just another person that'll help him. Again, Jerry Jeudy has always been good. It's just he's behind Courtland Sutton. So Courtland Sutton's the number 1, and he hasn't really had a quarterback throwing him the ball until last season. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, even if he goes to the Colts, AR, and when he comes back and he's healthy and everything, I think it'll be another weapon for him. I think these young quarterbacks kind of need people to be good.
Yeah.
I get they gave Bryce Young Adam Thielen and everything, and he's very good. He's probably gonna break his personal catches mark or whatever, but I think that he'll help them a lot. Colts, him and Michael Pittman would be perfect together. They need a tight end, if anything, because they don't really have a set tight end on the Colts roster. But yeah, they get Jonathan Taylor back. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Even the Packers, maybe. These teams that need receivers, Christian Watson's kind of the only known guy that you can kind of lean on for Jerry Jeudy. I don't think Romeo Doubs is a solid number 2. I don't think he can be.
I think he's more of a 3.
I think he's your 3 guy, and then they got Jayon Reed, who's also was basically a nobody coming into this season, and then he's kind of
a rookie.
Yeah. Oh, he is.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about Jayon Reed in the draft or anything, but I think he fits there a lot. But I know the Colts are probably going to be I think the Colts should be their number 1 trade partner right now. They're just trying to get some draft capital back because they're fucked for the future.
Mm-hmm. I think the Colts are good. Packers are good. I'd like to see them in the Ravens, essentially.
I don't want to ruin him like that.
You think I'd ruin him? I don't know. There's so many receivers losing time because of injuries and just playing shit there and dropping balls. They had 9 drops last week. Mm-hmm. I think you could probably just ship one of those guys out the fucking door and bring him in.
I think even
it'd be great.
The Browns, maybe.
The Browns
would be a sneaky one. You go Jerry Jeudy and Amari Cooper as your 1 and 2.
Bears?
I would love to see Jerry Jeudy on the Bears. That'd be awesome. Now that we just got rid of Maple Megatron,
I don't think they'll do that just because I think
we won't.
They're gonna have 2 first round.
We're not gonna put in an offer because they're not gonna get a first round pick out of Jerry.
No,
Jeudy. Not even a second round pick probably.
No.
I think
you're gonna get a 4th or a 5th. So I mean, even him on fuck, I motherfucker need to go to the Titans.
I love the Packers. I love the Packers because I do think Christian Watson's good.
So do I.
I think a lot of what he did last year towards the back half of the year with Rodgers was more touchdown based. He was just getting in the end zone every fucking game. But they don't really have that too. And I think that's a big reason why Jordan Love's passing game really struggles. And you also don't have Aaron Jones, who's a receiving threat. So, you're really struggling receiver-wise. I like the fit with the Packers. I also think a sleeper team is the Lions because they don't really have a set-in-stone 2.
I think the Lions... I think it's just too many mouths to feed.
You think so?
I think they got too many...
They really like their number 3 and 4.
I think they're content with who they have because they just got back Jamison Williams.
They use Khalif Raymond
and Josh Reynolds.
They use them like they're 1 and 2.
Yeah, Amon-Ra is still there. They didn't even have Amon-Ra this week and still... fucking wall up the Panthers.
Touches for
and Sam Laporta is damn near turning into your number 1 receiver. So I just don't agree with
Lions.
The Lions.
Maybe sleeper.
Okay.
But I do like KC. I think KC could use somebody like him.
KC makes sense because they just actually don't have a number 1 receiver. Like, I'm a big advocate for good players. Like, I hate good players going to already good teams. Like, I think that shit's super fucking annoying.
But this is actually a good fit.
But this actually makes sense because MVS is their number one, or I guess Travis Kelce is their number one receiver, but then behind him is MVS and Sky Moore. Mm-hmm. Like, Jerry Jeudy would be, he would make a lot of sense to go there. I mean, even Patriots.
Even in division. I think the Patriots are done. I don't see them like going to try to make any move to make themselves.
Bill Belichick doesn't do anything.
I think they're just giving up.
Because you just had Jacoby Myers, who like was in that Jerry Jeudy,
and they signed Juju to the exact same contract he signed with the Raiders.
And he's eating
he ate one game.
He's been solid.
He's been solid, but he did really.
Jacoby Myers said no. Jacoby Myers has been eating all year.
Yes, he's been really good.
Yeah, week 2 he had like 30 fantasy points.
Now I gotta pull out the receipts.
You can.
Don't worry.
Like eating or like just being solid?
He's been eating.
Okay, so he didn't play against Buffalo, then had a stinker. So he's 2 for 2. Or I would say 3 for 2. That's what he's been doing so far. He just has like a million fucking catches.
Yeah, Jimmy
like he doesn't even have the yards. Like it's just a million.
Jimmy G on Monday night was staring him down every play, like he didn't have Devontae Adams on the field.
I think he'll do good next week. Revenge game.
Any hope on the Cowboys? Because Cowboys fans like to think that way.
I mean, 7 for 75 and a touchdown, 7 for 85, and 9 for 81. That's pretty good.
So
look at that Chargers game.
He did bad. He got hurt.
So the top 3 should be.
I'd say Packers, Colts, Panthers.
Okay.
Packers should be number 1.
I think Packers, Chiefs, Colts should be the order. Just because I think the Broncos would be dumb to send him to the Chiefs. Well,
they would be stupid. Yeah, no, they should not do that.
That's an in-division trade, and
if they were, everyone would get so mad.
That type of player, I think everybody in the Broncos organization would be mad. Like that type of player going to the Chiefs, who's already in division, you see them twice a year. I would send him away.
I think the Chiefs are going to need to make some kind of move. And
if you do send him to the Chiefs, you better get back like more than what you want.
He has such weird value.
He's got like fourth round pick, third round pick value. I would think. Because he's still good. Jerry Jeudy's still a good receiver.
Yeah, even though it might not happen, I think that makes sense. I also think the Packers should be the one. And then,
here's the thing: the Chiefs sent like a 5th for Kadarius Toney. I wouldn't be super surprised if they were willing to send like a fucking third for Judy.
But that's also the Giants just wanting to get rid of Kadarius Toney, for nothing.
The Chiefs just need somebody solidified who can be in that wide receiver room.
They had Juju.
They did.
They had Juju.
Even then,
and
Tyreek Hill.
But I think this year, to beat upper echelon defenses, they don't have the receiver room to really take the top off for them. Mm-hmm. It's really just a whole bunch of force feeding Kelce, who's kind of, in my opinion, slightly hurt. Every game he gets kind of a little banged up and everything else. So you don't want to keep on force feeding him and not really think about what could happen to him if he actually does get hurt. Then you're really fucked. But we'll see what happens because deadlines is approaching.
Breaking news that just happened: Deshaun Watson out Sunday.
Really?
Yes, he will not be playing. They did not say who's going to start in his spot, but he is out. Mm. So
we have them losing anyway.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't really matter, but yeah, he will not be playing. Now they're going to lose by even more.
Mm-hmm. But that's all we have for today's episode. You guys want to wrap it up there?
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for tuning into the Barrel Talk podcast. Hope to see you in the future episodes.
See you later.